I get all the comments about structured criticized comments. Okay. Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michaela Desanta. I am here with you. Accordance with titles, yes, today we are roasting here our beautiful girls, I mean ugly girl, Muskan Madaan. And now, today's topic is the significant moments, and repeatedly here, uh, uh, the topics about the leaderships. And now, in these cases, it is the second live streams. Here we are trying to find out what is the reality of Ketan Agarwal's death. Okay? And now, let's check it the moments. And here we can try to find out. Okay. Well, it is the YouTube Israel, and here we can see. Let's find out what is her statements. Okay. Now here we can see it is our questions, Muskan Madan questions that why leadership is masculine, and here we can what is why is the statements that if here women give up their intelligence leaderships, they would become attractive. It is the statements of Muskan Madans. And now here we can say it is the second live stream to discuss about the reality of Ketan Agarwals. And now Ketan Agarwal, real estate business. Okay. Now let's check it. Here we can see it is some moments. It is he, the Ketan Agarwals, the real estate businessman. Now let's check it. And now we could notify. Here today we are trying to discuss that here why leadership in real estate business is important, and what is the reasons that Ketan Agarwal has been eliminated by Sia Ghosals in the purpose to support Ketan Agarwal's sister. And now, in the reason to eliminate Ketan Agarwal, Sia Ghosal stated that Ketan Agarwal just wears a wig to hide their bald heads. That is not reality, because there are several girls like a Ketan. There are several girls like a Sia Ghosal who support Johnny Sins, the adult content creators who is bald. Now, what is the reason that Ketan Agarwal has been eliminated? Let's try the scientific ones. Okay, first of here, and here we can see. Well, now Here it is the today's points. It is Tel Aviv, the city of Israel, with the several buildings where the buildings contains almost were 10,000, I mean 100,000 stories. Here we can see this each building would contains here 100,000 stories at the moment. Okay, this is the new project of Ketan Agarwal's real estate business. And here we can see, here is my starting to answer Muskan Madaan that why leadership is masculine and why women should get up the leaderships to become the more attractive. Okay, now let's check it. So what's going on? Well. Now here we can see. Let's check it. Here, as in calculations, here we could see the cost or combined cost of the 100,000 storage building is almost here 40 trillions United States dollars. That means there is as deals with Ketan Agarwal that he has to build here 40 trillion United States dollars building. That would be almost what's 100,000 stories. Okay, and now let's find out what's going on. We can see here we are trying to discuss about the structural steels, reinforcement concretes, glass and aluminum, and electric and lighting systems. Okay, now let's check out the points. First of all, here we can see one ship carries 450,000 tons stuck stills. That, and here we can see this points, and here cargo ships empty weight is 200,000 tons. On the now, what is the entire structure steel records? That is 3 billion tons. Okay, and now here we can see here is the moments. Well, what is 3 billion tons? That is here 3 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 tons. That means 3 multiplied by 10 to the power 12 kilograms. Okay. On the other hand, here we can see what is the cargo ship's empty. What is cargo ship's empty weights? That would be here 200,000 tons. That means 2 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 tons. That is 2 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 kilograms. Okay. Now one cargo ship's capacity is here compared to here structural steel. One cargo ship capacity is almost 450,000 tons. That means 45 multiplied by 10 to the power 7 kilograms. And now let's check the moments. Here is the calculations that we can see. Well, what is 2 multiplied by 10 to the power 12 kilograms divided by 45 multiplied by 10 to the power 7 kilograms? And here we can see that is the moments. Well, let's check the points. Here we can contain the cross check. Well, and here now let's check it. 2 multiplied by 10 to the power 12 divided by here 45 multiplied by 10 to the power 7. And now what is the meaning of that? It is almost here 4,445 ships is records. Okay, and now let's check at the moments. Well, and here we can see it is as per as sometimes. Well, and here is we can check the points. Here still recurs almost the highest numbers to be 6,700 ships, cargo ships. It records. Okay. Now, what is 45 multiplied by 10 to the power 7 kilograms sum by 2 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 kilograms? That is 65 multiplied by 10 to the power 7 kilograms for one ship payloads. And now, what about the 6,700 cargo ship payloads? That means here we 67 multiplied by here 65 multiplied by 10 to the power bracket of 7 multiple sum by 2 bracket close. That means here we can see 67 multiplied by 65 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 kilograms as a payload of the structural ship, structural steel carry cargo ships. Okay. Now here you can see this is the moments what's going on, and now let's check at the points. What is the total combines of the weights? And here is the recurs at the points. Well, now here we are trying to find the reality of Ketan Agarwal's leadership. Well, 67 multiplied by 65 67 multiplied by bracket of 65 multiplied by 10 to the power what? That would be 10 to the power 9. Okay. And now let's check at the moments. That would be, what is the coins? Here cargo ship payloads is almost 4,355 billion kilograms. That means 4,355 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 kilograms. And now, and here we can see this is the points to be noticed. And here what's the going on? And here is the cargo ships. And now let's check the moments. And here we can see since Ketan Agarwal was from Pune, the city of Maharashtra provincial state of India, and here departure place would be Mumbai, the city of Maharashtra provincial state of India. Well, his first stop is here near to sea beach near to Maldives. Second stop is sea beach near to here Malaysia. Well, third stop is here sea beach near to here parts of western West Australia. Next stop is the sea beach near to southern sea beach near to Madagascar. Next stop is here sea beach near to South Africa. Well, next stop is sea beach near to Nigeria. Next stop is sea beach near to Liberia. Okay. Next stop is sea beach near to Buenos Aires. The here city of what? Okay. Yes, here Buenos Aires. Here the capital city of Argentina. Next stop is sea beach near to where? Brazil. Next stop is sea beach near to here Venezuela. Next stop is sea beach near to here New York City. Well, next stop is Strait of Gibraltar near to Spain, both of Spain and Morocco. Next stop is here, sea beach near to where? Tunisia and Italy. And the destination is Tel Aviv, the city of Israel. Okay, and now, well, I think we could record some nautical miles. And now, in this case, that the naval distance to be 29,347.6 nautical miles is the record in the purpose of the cargo ship business that can support your real estate business to build your 100,000 buildings in Tel Aviv, the city of Israel. And now, hence it is the significant records at the moment. Okay, now let's check it at the find out what is the times, and here we can see, well, 347.6. What is the meaning of 29,347.6? That is almost 54,351 kilometers, 755 meters, 200 millimeters. As a round figure, that would be here 255,000 kilometers is a meaning of 29,347.6. And now, here we can see the points. Well, what is the difference between man leadership versus women leadership? And here, well, here we, in the case study of the Ketan Agarwal, we are trying to answer that why leadership is masculine. Because here we can see these points. Here the topic is about time punctualities. And now, well, when here cargo ship's velocity would be 55,000 kilometers per second as a cargo ship's velocity, then what is the points? Well, departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, July 1st, 2026. And here, arrival time would be morning 6 o'clock, 1 second past, July 1st, 2026. Now here is the significant moments. And now, it is necessary to believe here, we can, July 1st, 2026 would be at the same date to be departure date and arrival date, just because the naval travel timing would be 1 second, when naval velocity would be 55,000 kilometers per second. Well, now let's counters here 55 multiplied by 5. What would be that? That would be 275. Now, let's think that here every cargo ship contains the velocity to be 275,000 kilometers per second. What is the cargo ship's velocity to be 275,000 kilometers per second is beneficial for the real estate business. In this cases, here we could notify here structured still departure time would be here morning 6 o'clock, July 1st, 2026. Here arrival time would be morning 6 o'clock, 0.2 second past, July 1st, 2026. And now, here we can see that is the moment. This punctuality is necessary to reach a cargo ship in Tel Aviv, the city of Israel, with here 3 billion tons of structure still to build here the building of 100,000 stories. And now that is the significant necessary at the point. Well, and now let's check it. It is about the man leaderships of real estate business. But what about women leaderships in real estate business? In that cases, women leaderships in real estate business is the significant discussing points. Okay. Now here we can see these moments here. Naval distance is 55,000 kilometers. Okay. In that cases here, when we are talking about the women leaderships, here cargo ships velocity would be 55 kilometer per hour. And what would be the moments? Here we can see the naval timing would be 100, 1000 hours. That means 83 days, 4 hours. Now, what is meaning of naval timing would be 83 days, 4 hours. Here you can see departure time is morning 6 o'clock, July 1st, 2026. Now let's check it. Both of July and August contents here 62 days. Now what is 83 subtract by 62? That is almost here 23 subtract by 2, that is 21. You can see this arrival date would be September 21st, 2026. Okay. And now what is morning 6 o'clock sum by 4 hours? That means morning 10 o'clock. That means here arrival time would be morning 10 o'clock. Well, September 21st, 2026. Here, when the departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, July 1st, 2026. And now, here we can see the points. Let's conduct a comparison between male leadership in real estate business versus women leadership in real estate business. Now, here we are talking about the cargo ships moments. Here, when cargo ships is under the man leadership under of your real estate business, here cargo ship velocity is 275,000 kilometer per second. But when cargo ship is under women leadership on real estate business, cargo ship velocity is 55 kilometer per hour. Now where is 275,000 kilometer per second and where is here 55 kilometer per hour? That is the significant difference at the moment. Now here what is it? Here departure time is morning 6 o'clock, July 1st, 2026. And now we can see these moments. It is fixed, and in that cases, well, naval distance is 55,000 kilometers. In that case, now here let's talk about the points. Well, cargo ship under man leadership of real estate business contains the arrival time would be morning 6 o'clock, 0.2 second past, July 1st, 2026. On the other hand, women leadership, cargo ship under women leadership on real estate business contains the arrival time would be morning 10 o'clock, September 21st, 2026. Now where is arrival time to be? Morning 6 o'clock, 0.2 second past, July 1st, 2026, and where is here morning 10 o'clock, September 21st, 2026. Here the travel timing is significant difference, and here is we can see these points. Man is the punctual as a leadership of real estate business. On the other hand, women is not punctual as a leadership of the real estate business. And now it is all about the actions at the moment. And here that is the answers of the questions that why leadership is masculine when the topic is about the real estate business, particularly skyscraper real estate business. Okay, and now let's check the points. And here is the probable reasons that why Ketan Agarwal has been eliminated by Shia Ghosals. Because Shia Ghosals know that if Ketan Agarwal would be alive, it doesn't matter he would be built or not, he would transplant his hairs even if he would be built. But real reasons for Shia Ghosals to eliminate Ketan Agarwal is that Ketan Agarwal is the future husband that can contain the project of here 100,000 storage building in Tel Aviv, the city of Israel. That is almost one building that costs here 40 trillion United States dollars. Okay, now in these cases, when the talking about the 1,000 buildings, where every out of 1,000 buildings contains here 100,000 stories. Here, what about the 1,000 buildings cost? That would be here 40 quadrillion United States dollars. But let's assume it as a 40 trillion United States dollars because the real cost to be 40,000 United States dollars is even the 1,000 times more than the entire gross domestic products of United States of America. Now here we can see, and now let's take the moments. And in this parts, here we have mentioned the Ketan Agarwal is the next Gautam Adani in here real estate business or construction business. And now here we can see that is the moments. Well, now today's Indian gross domestic product is 4.19 trillion United States dollars. Now, if here Ketan Agarwal would be alive, in the next calendars, probably Indian gross domestic products would be 44.19 trillion United States dollars because Ketan Agarwal project would cost here 40 trillion United States dollars to build a building of 100,000 stories in Tel Aviv, the city of Israel. And now that is the significant moments. It is the beneficial for the gross domestic products of India. But now, in reality here, Ketan Agarwal is dead and he is in heaven. And now, in earth here, Ketan Agarwal's sister is commanding his real estate business. Now, what is the point? First of all, Ketan Agarwal's sister would build here no more than 10 storage buildings. And here we can see, in these cases, there would be loss of 40 trillion United States dollars for Ketan Agarwal's real estate business commanding by Ketan Agarwal's sister. And now, in these cases, what is 4 subtract by 40? That means here negative 36.19 trillion United States dollars. And now, we can see these points after the death of Ketan Agarwal, Indian gross domestic products as at the risk to go to the negative earnings, gross domestic products, and that is the scary points of India. And now, the actually here that is the wish of Sia Ghosal, who would be the future wife of the Ketan Agarwals. Okay, now here we can see. But now here we have mentioned travel times, we have mentioned velocity. Now let's see what is the points of the kinetic energies. Well, here we can calculate the kinetic force, but first of all we require the kinetic energies to calculate the fuel system. Okay, and now let's check the moments. Well, cargo ship and velocity is 275,000 kilometer per second. Okay, and now let's check it. What is the cargo ship velocity? Now here, what is the method to calculate the kinetic powers of the 6700 cargo ships? Well, that would be almost here. That would be in the cases. Well, method to be Albert Einsteinian kinetic powers method. Now we know that here cargo ships enter weight is 4355 billions kilograms. I mean 4355 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 kilograms. Now let's check this. What is the statistic energy of the 6700 cargo ships? Well, pilots, that would be here 4355 multiplied by 10 to the power 9. Well, multiplied by 9 multiplied by 10 to the power 16. Okay. And here we can see what is 9 sum by 16, that is 25. Okay, fine. Now here we can see that is the next point. What is here 4355 multiplied by 9? That is the concerning moments. Okay. And here we can see this is the points 4355 multiplied by 9. That would be here 39,195. Okay. Now here we can see what is the statistic energy. Here we can statistic energy is here for 39,195 multiplied by 10 to the power 25 joule as a statistic energy. To calculate here the kinetic powers in the method of Albert Einstein. Okay. Now here it is the first part. Now second part is, let's find out the lambda subtracted by 1 when the velocity is 275,000 km per second. Now here we can first of all we have to calculate what is the velocity of cargo ship divided by velocity of light. Now let's check it the moments. In that cases, now here we can see that is the journeys at the points 275 divided by 300, and now that is almost 0.9167. Okay. Now let's check it. What is lambda subtracted by 1 as a calculations? Well, 1 divided by square root of 1 subtract by 0.9167 square, enter bracket close. Now here you can see that what is the value of lambda? That is 2.50266. Okay. Now, hence, what is the value of lambda subtract by 1s? That is here 1.50266. Okay. And now let's check at the moments. Well, what is the kinetic energies equations? Let's find out. Well, 39,195 multiplied by 10 to the power 25, and that can that can be multiplied by what's 1.50266. And now let's check it. What is the kinetic energies? Well, that is here 589 multiplied by 10 to the power 7. I have look guys. 589 multiplied by 10 to the power 27 joules. Okay. Now here we can see the response. Let's convert it into kinetic powers. Now here we can see the response 589 multiplied by 10 to the power 27. Here that is the lucky days. Well, that can multiply by 5 because here kinetic power is kinetic energy divided by travel times. Now here we can see this points. Well, it is almost 2.945 multiplied by 10 to the power 30 watts. Okay. Now here we can see this points. What is here 30? That is 24 sum by 6. And here let's take point number. What is 24? That is 9 sum by 15. Okay. Now here we can see the kinetic power is almost 2.945 billion quadrillions megawatts as a kinetic powers of structured steel carrier cargo ships under man leadership in real estate business. Now in this cases, now let's check it. What would be the women leadership in real estate business as a kinetic powers? Okay. And now in these cases at the moment, the velocity of cargo ship under women leadership in real estate business is 55 km per hour. Now here we can notify here kinetic power calculate would be in the method of Isaac Newtonian kinetic powers. Okay. Now let's check at the points. What is the velocity? To be 55 km per hour. That means bracket of 55 multiplied by 1000 divided by 3600 bracket meter per second. Okay. That will be the clearest that here 550 divided by 36 enter meter per second. And now in these cases, here is the significant calculations at the moment. Okay, now let's check it. What's about the times? Well, 550 divided by 36. That would be almost 15.28 meter per second. As a round figure, that would be 16 meter per second. Okay. Now let's check the pulse. Here we have to mention about the kinetic energies. Well, the weight of the entire 6700 cargo ship payload is here 4355 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 kilograms. Now what is half of payload of 6700 cargo ships where they carry the structure stills. Now you can see that would be the moments 4355 divided by 2, that is almost 2177.5. Well, that half of payload of 6700 cargo ship is 2177.5 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 kilograms, where carried materials is only structural shape. Structure still to build 100,000 stories of buildings. And now let's check the moments. And here we can see what is the calculations of kinetic energies of feminine cargo ships under women leaders of real estate business. That would be here 2177.5 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 multiplied by 256, because the velocity square is 256 meters square per second square, since here velocity is 16 meter per second. Okay, and now in this cases, here is the moments. Well, now we can say let's check the calculations of the kinetic energies. And now here we can see where is going on. Well, here we can see this moments 2177.5 multiplied by 10 to the power 9, that can be multiplied by 256. Now here we can see this points. Well, 557.44 trillion joules. Okay, now in this cases, and now let's find out what is the travel time to be. What is travel time to be? 83 days 4 hours. That means here in this cases, that is almost 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 seconds. And now let's check it, what is the kinetic force as a calculations. Well, that would be almost 155 megawatts. Okay, and now and here we can see, here is the journeys at the points. Now let's check a calculations. In that cases, here we can notify the significant moments 100. Let's compare the kinetic powers between here cargo ship under man leadership of real estate business versus cargo ship under women leadership of real estate business. Now, when the topic about the structured steel carrier cargo ship would be under man leadership in real estate business, the cargo ship kinetic power is almost 2.945 billion quadrillion megawatts. But when cargo ship would be under women leadership of the real estate business, here the cargo ship kinetic power would be 155 megawatts. Now, where is 2.945 billion quadrillion megawatt, and where is here 155 megawatts? That is the significant distance as a clear cut at the moment. Okay. On the other hand, here we can discuss about the kinetic energies. We can see these points. Cargo ships kinetic energy under manned leadership of real estate business is almost 589, well, multiple by 10 to the power 27 joules. On the other hand, cargo ships kinetic energies under women leadership of real estate business is here 558 multiple by 10 to the power 12 joules. Now, where is here 589 multiple by 10 to the power 27 joules, and where is here 557 multiple by 10 to the power 12 joules. That is the significant difference as we could notify. And now let's check it. What about the now let's check it. What is the kinetic fuels? Okay. Now when structural steel carriers under man leadership of real estate business, your chosen fuel would be artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiple by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius. And on the other hand, here we can see a cargo ship under women leadership of real estate business would choose cargo ship walls. And now let's check at the moments, and here the calculation would be clear. Well, now let's find out the fuel weight versus fuel volume. Okay, and now let's check it. Here is the significant times. Okay, now let's time it out. 589 multiple by 10 to the power 27. Oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now let's check it. Well, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3. 3 and 9 also 10 to 7. Yes. Now here you can see this is the moments. 589 multiple by 10 to the power 10 to 7 joule as a kinetic energies of cargo ships can divided by bracket of 15,408 joule per kilogram per Kelvin as a specific heat of artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiple by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius multiple by following temperatures. And now in this cases, well, what is the requirement? That is here 5.74 multiple by 10 to the power negative 644 kilograms of artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiple by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius. But now, what about the women leaderships? That here kinetic energies would be 558 multiple by 10 to the power 12 joules. And now that can be divided by bracket of cargo ship specific heat as a 2000 joule per kilogram per Kelvin multiple by 50 degrees Celsius as a specific temperature difference multiple by here 1.01 kilogram per liters as a cargo ship oil's density. And now let's check it. Okay, now what's going on? Well, that is almost 5.6 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 liters of cargo ship walls. That is almost 5.6 here billions liters of cargo ship walls. That is the requirements of whom? The sister of Ketan Agarwal to be an women leadership in real estate business. And now let's check at the moments. Here is the significant matters that why leadership is masculine. First of all, here leadership requires your cargo ship velocity to be 275,000 kilometers per second. Secondly, here cargo ship's velocity, here cargo ship's kinetic powers would be 2.945 billion quadrillions megawatt when here cargo ship number would be 6700 to carry the structural steel of 3 billion tons. And in this case, and on the other hand, what is the cargo ship's fuel? That would be 5.74 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 644 kilograms of artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius. And now here is the first achievements. Now it can be from the man leadership. Here is the reasons that why leadership is masculine. Where the question of Muskan Madaan is why leadership is in masculine. Now that was the 50 minutes last time I could explain the cargo ship under masculine leadership of the real estate business when the purpose is to build the building with the story of 100,000 stories in Tel Aviv, the city of Israel. And now that can contact a cost of 40 trillion United States dollars, where in the gross domestic of India can be 44.19 trillion United States dollars after the success of the project to build a city to be Tel Aviv, where every building can contain here 100,000 stories. And now that is the significant matters as we can notify. Well, and now that is the significant points of leadership is to be masculinity. Okay. And now we can see these points. What would be the cost of the masculine leadership, particularly as a partial cost of the moments, 3 billion tons? That would be 3 trillion United States dollars. Okay. Here we did not talk about the reinforced concretes. And here we can see the next part would be about the reinforced concretes. Well, that's approximate weight is almost here 60 billion tons. Okay. Now here we can see this moments. What is the reinforced concrete capacity of one ship, cargo ship? That is 450,000 tons. And in these cases, what would be the concrete numbers? That means 110,000 ships. Okay. And now here we can see if I can contains miscalculations. Well, and here we can see these points. Now here is the moments, and now here I contains a questions. In that cases, my question is about well, one ship payload is about 65 multiplied by 10 to the power 4 tons. That means 65 multiplied by 10 to the power 7 kilograms. And now let's take points. What about the payload of 110,000 ships? Then here calculation will be that 11 multiplied by 10 to the power 4 multiplied by 65 multiplied by 10 to the power 7. And now here what is 65 multiplied by 11? That is here 650 sum by 65, that is 715. And now in this case what is 10 to the power 7 multiplied by 10 to the power 4? That is 10 to the power 11. And here cargo ship entire payload is 715 multiplied by 10 to the power 11 kilograms. Okay. And now let's contain the complexity and the interesting complexities. Okay. Now in these cases, here we can see the naval ship can be somehow a difference at the moments. Well, and here we can see that is the here we can add England, here we can add here Canada. Okay, and now here we can add Iceland, and here we can add Norway. Okay, now let's check it. What is the new now? Okay, my Adonai. Well, what is the new naval distance? That is here 32,314 nautical miles. And now here is my questions. What is 32,314 in nautical miles? And now here we can see that is the moments 32,314 in nautical miles is almost 59,845 kilometers, 528 meters. As in, that means the round figure is the meaning of 314 nautical miles is almost 60,000 kilometers. And now list the points to be noticed. Okay, now here we can see list the points. What is the benefits of cargo ship with the velocity to be 240,000 km per second? Okay. Well, now in the cases here, the ratio of velocity of cargo ship divided by velocity of light would be 0.8. And now second benefit is that significant points. Well, when naval distance is 60,000 kilometers and naval velocity is 240,000 kilometers per second, in that cases, here velocity naval time would be 0.25 seconds. That means when the departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, July 1st, 2026. Arrival time would be morning 6 o'clock, 0.25 second past, July 1st, 2026. And now it is the travel stands under of the cargo ships under manned leadership of real estate business. Now on the other hand, now here lead can contain the second moments. In the second moments, here we can see what if the cargo ship would be under women leadership of real estate business, where in reality, after the death of Ketan Agarwal, the sister of Ketan Agarwal would be the leaders of real estate business, family real estate business. In that cases, here now the cargo ship velocity would be 30 kilometer per hour. Okay. Now that means here when naval distance would be 60,000 kilometers and naval velocity would be 30 kilometer per hour. What is the significant moments here? The naval time would be 2,000 hours. That means with 166 days, 8 hours. Okay. Now here you can see the points. From July month to here October month, here we can see 93 sum by 30, that means 123. Now what is 66 subtract by 23? That means here 43. Well, now November 30 is covered. Here we can consider 30. Arrival date would be here December 30, 2026, if and only if departure time would be July 1st, 2026. Okay. Now here you can see, well, what is morning 6 o'clock sum by 8 hours? That is afternoon 2 o'clock. Now here you can see that means here departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, July 1st, 2026, and here arrival time would be, well, afternoon 8 o'clock, December 13, 2026. Now let's check this here as in comparisons at the moment. Well, Ketan Agarwal real estate based cargo ship velocity is here 240,000 km per second. On the other hand, here Ketan Agarwal's sister's leadership on cargo ship real estate business cargo ship velocity is 30 km per hour. Where is 240,000 km per second and where is 30 km per hour? On the other hand, now let's check at the moments. What's going on? Now in that cases, here travel, here we can see the when naval distance is 60,000 kilometers and here departure time is morning 6 o'clock, July 1st, 2026. Now here you can see Ketan Agarwal's cargo real estate cargo ship velocity is arrival time would be morning 6 o'clock, 0.25 seconds past, July 1st, 2026. Where Ketan Agarwal's sister's leadership real estate business cargo ship arrival time would be afternoon 2 o'clock, December 13, 2026. Now where is arrival time as morning 6 o'clock, 0.25 seconds past, here July 1st, 2026, and where is afternoon 8 o'clock, December 13th, 2026. Here is the difference of the punctuality and the travel punctuality compromisations. And now let's check at the moments. Well, now here we can see that points. Here we can calculate the times. Well, Now we know here entire payload of the 110,000 cargo ship containing here reinforced concrete payload would be here almost 715 multiplied by 10 to the power 11 kilograms. Now, what is the statistic energy of the 110,000 cargo ships? That is, here we can see, well, 715 multiplied by 10 to the power 11 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 10 to the power 16. Now, what is the summation between 16 by 11? That is 27. Okay. Now, let's check it. We do not know what is 715 multiplied by 9. And here we can see less contents and calculations at the moment. And here we can state the calculations. Well, here we can see 715 multiplied by 9. That would be 6435. That means here statistic energy is 6435 multiplied by 10 to the power 27 joules. And now let's check it. When your cargo ship velocity is 240,000 km per second, hence what is lambda subtract by 1? Okay. Well, 0.64. Okay, now here we can see. Well, now let's check at the moments. Come body, let's come body. Now here we can see these points. The value of lambda is 1.67 as a value of lambda. Now what is value of lambda subtract by 1? That is here 0.67. Okay. And now let's check at the moments. What is the kinetic energies? 6435 multiplied by 10 to the power 27 joules. Well, multiplied by 0.67. Now let's check it what's going on. That is, here we can see, well, it is almost 4.312 multiplied by 10 to the power 30 joules. Okay. And now let's check at the moments. And now here is the kinetic energies of Ketan Agarwal's cargo ships containing the reinforced concretes. Now what is the kinetic powers of Ketan Agarwal's cargo ships containing reinforced concrete? Here we can see that would be here, well, 4.312 multiplied by 10 to the power 30, that can multiply by 4, because here kinetic power is kinetic energy divided by travel time, and where kinetic energy is 4.312 multiplied by 10 to the power 30 joules, and the travel time is 0.25 seconds. Now let's check it. What's the moments? That is almost 70.25 multiplied by 10 to the power 30 watts. That is, here we can see almost here 17.25 billion quadrillions megawatts. Okay. And now that is the beautiful moments. Well, let's come to the moments. What is the kinetic powers of Ketan Agarwal's sister as in women leadership of real estate business cargo ships? Okay. And now let's check at the moments. Here we can see here velocity is 30 km per hour. That means here 30 multiplied by 1000 divided by 3600 meter per second. Well, then here we can see what is the calculations. Well, it is 300 divided by 36, and we do not know that what is 300 divided by 36. Now let's find out the systems. Okay, that is almost 8.34 second. I mean 8.34 meter per second. That is, we can see still that would be here 9 meter per second. Okay. And now let's check out the ones. What is half of payload of 110,000 cargo ships containing reinforced concretes? That is, here we can see. Well, what is 715 divided by 2? Let's find out. That is almost 357.5 multiplied by 10 to the power 11 kilograms. Okay. And here, now let's calculate what is the kinetic energies. Now let's check it. Here we can notify. There we can see here now 357.5 multiplied by 10 to the power 11. Here that can be multiplied by what? That can be multiplied by 9 multiplied by 9. That is your well, what is the kinetic energies? That is 2.9 multiplied by 10 to the power 15 joules. Okay. Now let's check out the points. 2.9 multiplied by 10 to the power 15 joules can be divided by what? That can be divided by here 72 bracket of 72 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 seconds. Okay. Now let's check it. What's going on? That is here 403 megawatts. Okay. Now here we can see, well, now it is the moments that why leadership is masculine when the topic is about real estate business to contents and project of 100,000 storage buildings in Tel Aviv, the capital city of Israel. And now we can see the moments where the man leadership contains here real estate business cargo ship with the kinetic power to be 17.25 billion quadrillions megawatts. Here, women leadership of real estate business cargo ship contains the kinetic powers to be 403 megawatts. Now, where is 17.25 billion quadrillion megawatts and where is 403 megawatts? That is the significant difference at the moment. And now, that is the significant difference of the kinetic powers. And here, that is the points why leadership is masculine. That is, leadership is masculine. It is logically proven by Ketan Agarwal's house. And what is the definition of misogyny? Here the definition of misogyny is only to support the talented businessman of the real estate business like Ketan Agarwal's house and hate the Ketan Agarwal's future wife Sheikh house. And now here we can see that is the significant momentums, that is the dangerous moments. Okay. Now here we can see, well, we can skip the measurement of fuel term volume versus fuel words, and because in cases here live streams became too long at the momentum. And here, that is the fun or the points here is the justification of the significant masculine moments, and that is the masculine points. Okay, and now here we can contain some points to notify you. Well, and now here we can see Muskan Madaan states that here men stand if women can give up their leadership, they can be attractive. Okay. Now, in this cases, here now, what is the difference between Muskan Madaan and Ketan Agarwal? Now, let's check it. Well, where you can see here, Muskan Madaan contains no capability to contains leadership, and she is not attractive. On the other hand, what about the Ketan Agarwal? Ketan Agarwal is more attractive, and he is containing the hyper leaderships on real estate business. Okay, and now here we can see that is the significant terms, and here is the moments here. Why? Now here I can repeat the points. Why Sheikh Ghosals eliminate Ketan Agarwal? Because Ketan Agarwal's project is to generate a city, Tel Aviv cities where, reconstruct Tel Aviv cities where every building of the Tel Aviv, the capital city of Israel, would be containing the 100,000 stories. And now that is the moment at the points. Well, and in this cases, it is the here is the beautiful Tel Aviv. Okay. Now here you can see that is the beautiful Tel Aviv. Okay. Now I think here we can see this ones. Now in these cases, when the point is about the now, what is feminism? Feminism is to spread the hate against the real estate businessman that can control the project of the skyscraper building containing 100,000 stories. Because here we can see the skyscraper building of 100,000 stories contains the national economical growth for the skyscraper buildings country and the real estate businessman countries. And now in these cases, here we could notify here Israel gross domestic products can be almost 10 trillion United States dollars. On the other hand, here Indian gross domestic products can be definitely 44.19 trillion United States dollars as a significant moment. If and only if the project of 100,000 storage buildings would be successful. And now that is the scary part of Sheikh Ghosals. Because in that cases, it is the scientific real estate business, and hence that here future husband Ketan Agarwal contains the controls of the powers in families, and in that cases, In that case, real estate business contains no women to be architect teams. And now, here in these cases, when we know that women contains no productivities, here in families, women can control no controls. That is the scary parts of here the Shia Gosals. Well, hence, here is the moment nowadays women can accept a failed real estate businessman or the unemployed man like Shia Gosals accept boyfriend like Ketan Chaudhuri, an unemployed middle class man. But Shia Ghoshals cannot tolerate the existence of Ketan Agarwal's, where Ketan Agarwal's potential project is here reconstruct of Tel Aviv, the capital city of Israel, where every city, every buildings of the following city can contain here 100,000 stories. And now that is the significant points that why Shia Ghoshals could not tolerate the existence of allied Ketan Agarwals. And now it is the significant moments, and here is the dangerous moments as we concern. Well, and now here we can see we contains only one last streams. That would be here geopoliticals. I mean the scientific geopoliticals. Okay. Now here we can see the points. If Shia Ghoshals can eliminate Ketan Agarwals, then who contains the benefits? And that would be the roast. That would be to roast Muskan Madaan in the topic of the intelligence. Now see you then. Khodafez. Love you. I love you. Oh.